And the good news is that we've actually been able to cut some of the counties off from the tornado watch, but we still have flash flood warnings in effect for really the northwestern half of the viewing area. But again, let's zoom on in here to where this tornado warning is for parts of northern Coffee County. And you see it's just to the north of the Douglas area here. The polygon really includes the northern part of the city of Douglas, but it's really for the northern part of Coffee County and then over in the viewing area here. And let's put eyes on it and give you an expiration time. And again, the expiration time of that warning is 8 a.m. Eastern time. So again, that's for parts of northern Coffee County. And again, most of you are under tornado watch until the 12 or 2 o'clock p.m. hour for your Saturday. But again, here's where that polygon is, and let's show you again the radar, the velocity product here. And again, that's where the rotation is right now in the center, really the north central part now of Coffee County. It's moving pretty quickly here, and again, it's moving around 60 miles an hour or so. We're taking the radar out of Moody Air Force Base, and we'll show you that. Let's zoom into the area where that rotation is again. That's again in the north central part of Coffee County, right along Highway 441 right now. So moving on 441, heading on off toward the east here, just to the north of the city of Broxton. So if you're in Broxton, if you're north of there, you need to be seeking shelter right now in the city of Broxton in Coffee County. Douglas looks like you're going to be all clear from this, as it's going to move away from you here, and it's going to move on off toward the east, and then it'll be out of the area here pretty quickly. So again, let's take a look at this on the velocity product. Just to the north of Broxton here. Let's see if we have any debris on this. We have one confirmed tornado in southeastern Alabama. Actually, in Dale County, Alabama, we had a confirmed tornado with debris. And let's zoom on out here. This is actually over in Early County right now. Let's go over to the eastern part of the viewing area and show you where that is. And again, this is off the Moody Air Force Base radar, and here it is right here. So looks kind of scattered. Doesn't look like we really have debris right now in the air. If you guys could take me on the weather wall here so I can diagram it for you. It's just to the north of Broxton. It's just to the north of the Broxton area here, moving off toward the east around 60 miles an hour or so. So again, it's going to be in the Broxton area around. If you've been in the Broxton area around the 7:35 time frame here, and again, let's diagram it for you over here, and we're at the Weather Center right now, so we'll show you where that is. So again, moving off toward the east here around 60 miles an hour or so, and here are some of your times here. Mary's Chapel around 7:43, 7:50 a.m. to Williams Chapel, and then Denton at 7:55 a.m. Denton is actually outside of Coffee County, so it'll be out of the viewing area, out of Coffee County here, really in the matter of the next 10-15 minutes or so. So again, let's take a look at this, and again, I want to take a broad brush look at all of the watches and warnings in effect for the entire WALB area. And again, a lot of us are under flash flood warnings, and there's one particular warning that we're looking at right now, and that's for parts of Chris County, Dooley County, and western Wilcox County. That's what we have the considerable tag. That is actually where we've had some water rescues performed in the city of Cordele from very, very serious flooding, very, very heavy rainfall. And really, you take a line from about Blakely and Colquitt over to Albany, over toward Turner County and Ben Hill County, and also Irwin County. That entire area right now is under a flash flood warning. But again, we're on the air right now because we have a tornado warning for parts of northern Coffee County. Does not include Douglas. Does not include the largest city in Coffee County is Douglas. It includes the northern part of that area. And again, that warning goes until 8 a.m. Eastern time. And right now it is 7:37. So the next 23 minutes or so, we are under that tornado warning. Moving pretty quickly here. Moving at highway speeds around 60 miles an hour or so. And again, let's take a look at the velocity product here out of Moody Air Force Base. And again, here is your rotation right along Highway 441. If there is a suspect tornado, if there would be one, it would be right in this area right here that I've circled. So on 441 between Sap Still and Broxton. Broxton is right here, northern part of Coffee County. Between there and Sap Still on Highway 441, the 4-lane that goes up from Douglas up toward the north toward Hazelhurst, that's where you will see that possible tornado in rotation. So if you're anywhere in northern Coffee County, you seek shelter right now. And what's that shelter look like? Really, you play what we call the wall game. Find as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Find a small interior room, lowest floor, center of the building, away from windows. Basement is best if you have a basement going in there. If you are in a mobile home, any kind of modular home or anything not structured or anchored to the ground, you want to find more sturdy shelter, and you want to leave that mobile home, leave that trailer, leave that place and go to somewhere else with more sturdy shelter. And again, let's zoom on in here, and we'll try to see if we can see where the actual rotation is in Coffee County. It's very broad right now. It looks kind of broad brush. Doesn't look like it was as tight as it was before. When it was over here in Irwin and Ben Hill County. There was a pretty tight rotation there. So weather service in Jacksonville pulled the trigger on that tornado warning that goes until 8 a.m. Eastern time. And again, let's pull it on back out. We're going to show you all of South Georgia here. We'll show you all of the WALB viewing area. We have 3 warnings in effect, actually. We have the smaller tornado warning inside a severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Coffee County. So, Douglas, you are in a severe thunderstorm warning. The tornado warning is to your north in northern Coffee County. The other severe thunderstorm warning goes for parts of Mitchell County, the northwestern corner of Grady County, Decatur County, and Seminole County, and then to Jackson County in Florida. That's where a line of storms has moved through the area. It really started in the Wiregrass of southeast Alabama and the Florida Panhandle, and has moved on off toward the east here. So right now, places like Camilla down toward Bainbridge under a severe thunderstorm warning from this area right here. But again, let's zoom on into where this tornado warning is. Looks like it's been updated right now. So again, it's right along Highway 441 here. Let's take one more look and see if we can see any kind of debris in the air from this. So off of our Moody Air Force Base radar, and doesn't look like we really can here. So let's go back and take a look at velocity, our velocity product here out of Moody Air Force Base, and it looks pretty broad here, and we're jumping between, looks like the radar out of Robbins Air Force Base, and that might have a pretty good look at it, and this is the one out of Moody Air Force Base. And you can kind of see there's different times on these radars. So this one from Moody shows it when it was over the Broxton area, right here along Highway 441. We hop on over to this radar out of Robbins Air Force Base, and it actually shows a rotation now almost out of Coffee County into Jeff Davis County and out of our viewing area into the Savannah market. So again, we're going to take a look at this and zoom on in here. Let's take a look at the Moody radar, and then we'll show you time-wise some of these places here north of Douglas. So again, it's the extreme northern part of Coffee County, and it's in the far eastern part of our viewing area, so it's probably about 80 miles or so as a crow flies from Albany here to the east. But again, here are some of the times here. Lehigh, 756, that's really out of our viewing area, out of Coffee County. 740 to Reedy Branch Church, 746 to Mary's Chapel. That's some of the places inside northern Coffee County that is inside a tornado warning here. And again, that warning goes until the 8 a.m. hour Eastern time. All right, let's go on back to the wall here. We can diagram it out for you here on the weather wall and show you that. And again, here are some of the velocity. Here's the velocity, and here's some of those times here. And again, let's take a look right now at the actual radar. Let's take a look at the holistic view radar-wise, and we'll show you that as we bring on in the graphic here so I can actually update this on the fly as we're actually here at the wall. And again, Yolanda Amadeo is taking a break here. She's back tonight working the evening shift here, so giving her a much-needed rest. She was with you guys throughout most of the nighttime hours, keeping you guys safe and keeping you guys informed. So again, here's that one line of storms. Really, it starts out in northern Coffee County is where we have that suspect rotation, a possible tornado. It comes on down through Irwin County to Ocilla, kind of meanders on down right along the Tifton area, right here in the bullseye of Tifton, ABAC, downtown Tifton, and seeing very heavy rainfall right now. And then moving on down toward northern Colquitt County, just to the north of Moultrie, southeastern Worth County, so it's past Sylvester now. Albany, we were socked in with heavy rainfall, lightning, thunder, extra power hit here at the station that knocked some of our products off the air, offline for a little bit. We've since recovered from that. Over now in Camilla and Mitchell County, the southern part of Baker County as well. And the line's kind of laying down here. So this is where it might be problematic to see heavy rainfall and flooding, where it's parallel here moving west to east. Not really very much motion toward the south. So if you're in southeastern Miller County, the southern panhandle of Baker County, southern Mitchell County right here, you're just going to get lambasted with heavy rainfall for a very long period of time. And then it goes down to northern Decatur County and also Seminole County here right near Donaldsonville, and then out toward the Florida panhandle. So that's the one line of storms here. The good news is that if you're north and west of this line, you are done with severe weather. And you're done about probably 7 or 8 hours earlier than what we suspected here. So if you are in Early County, Blakely, if you're in Colquitt, if you're in Newton, if you're in Albany, if you're in all of Calhoun County, so Morgan, Edison, if you're over here as well in Clay County, Randolph County, Terrell and Lee County, and also Quitman County, you're done. You're done with severe weather at least. You got some flooding issues still. Flash flood warnings continue as we still see rainfall issues from where the runoff is and where it's getting to some of the larger creeks and streams now. But you can breathe easy here from the tornado or from the tornado threat, but you still have that flooding threat. And again, zooming back to where the watches and warnings are, and we still have that warning here. The Weather Service in Jacksonville is still issuing this warning and still has it here for the northern part of Coffee County and Jeff Davis County. And let's zoom on into where this warning is. And again, it does not include the city of Douglas. Again, we're going to zoom on in here. It includes the area near the Broxton community. Looks like it hasn't had an update here lately, but Again, here is Coffee County right here. Jeff Davis County is outside of our viewing area in the Savannah market. So this rotation is probably somewhere along here right now, east of Broxton. Again, here's downtown Douglas, and not include you in Douglas, but you are under that yellow box, the severe thunderstorm warning. So you will see some high winds from some of these storms, but the tornadic threat will be to your north here. Let's take one look at velocity, see if we get a little updated product here from our friends at Moody Air Force Base from that radar. Looks like it hasn't updated here, but looks like still the rotation will be a little bit just to the north and east of Douglas, and looks like it's going to be really in fully into Jeff Davis County right now. So again, here's where that red and that purple color is on that green. This will be where the rotation will be right here. This road comes up from Broxton toward the Denton area and toward Hazelhurst. Hazelhurst right here, right along the Okmulgee River that comes on down here. But so again, the Jeff Davis County right here, Telfair County is right here. That's a Macon market, and we're on the air because this northern little extent here of Coffee County is under a tornado warning until 8 a.m. Eastern time. And it looks like the rotation is going to be out of the county and into Jeff Davis County shortly, but as long as the warning's in effect for Jeff Davis, we're going to stay, or as long as the warning's in effect for Coffee, I should say, we're going to stay here, keep you informed, and keep you safe from this storm. And again, if you're just joining us, really the main headline event's been flooding. If you look at all these areas here in the darker shade of green, it's a whole slew of counties, even where it's not raining. So the rain has stopped in places like Stewart, Webster, Sumter County, Quitman County, Clay County. We still have flash flood warnings going on until about 9 a.m. because some of the other bigger streams, it goes from the very small streams to the larger streams to the rivers, kind of how things flow out when we have runoff. So there's still a lot of ponding of water, a lot of streets that are still flooded, covered in water. And again, this one polygon I was talking about right here, looks like a polygon in a polygon. This is what we call the considerable flash flood warning, where it's more, not life-threatening, but it's more serious flash flooding in places like Vienna on down to the entirety of Cripps County near Arabi and also Cordele. And then warnings go also for Wilcox County, Pulaski County, parts of Ben Hill County and Irwin County as well. And again, it goes from Fitzgerald and Ocilla all the way to Albany, all the way down to Colquitt, and all the way over to the Wiregrass of southeast Alabama under a flash flood warning until about the 9 a.m. time frame. So it looks like we don't have any reports of any kind of severe weather or any kind of tornado touchdown with this. It looks like really we've kind of lost the signature here. It doesn't look nearly as impressive as it did when it was tornado warned back when it was over in Ben Hill County and over in Irwin County, but we're going to keep it here for the latest. I'm going to talk to the Weather Service in Jacksonville and see what they're seeing here with this storm. Let's go into internal chat here, and we'll talk to them on this. And again, this would be where it would be, just north of Douglas here. So again, Douglas, largest city in Coffee County, you're fine. You're all clear from this. You are under a severe thunderstorm warning, so be ready for high winds, heavy rainfall, and you'll probably eventually be under a flash flood warning because the line's not going much of anywhere here. It's going to kind of lay down like this and be with you for a few hours here. So again, let's get the Weather Service in Jacksonville and see what they're saying about this storm here. So again, the text of the warning was, it was near Pridgeon, near Ambrose, moving east at 35 miles an hour, and that was when the warning was issued at 7:29. It's now 7:46, so we're about halfway done with the warning here. About 14 minutes we can let the warning expire, and as it moves on off into Jeff Davis County. But I think really it's in Jeff Davis right now. So let's talk to the folks in Jacksonville and see if they're going to cut off Coffee from this tornado warning here. Because again, it looks like from the rotation here, it looks like the main really show here, let's zoom on into where it is, looks like the main crux of it, and this update right here, this really telltale right here off the Robbins Air Force Base radar. So here it is right here off the newer scan from Robbins, and this would be your axis of rotation. And it's fully into Jeff Davis County now. It's not in Coffee County. So they're here near the Denton area on Highway 221, Hazelhurst at Denton. We're going to stay here, though, because people in Coffee County are going to hear a siren. They're going to see it on their weather radio. They're going to hear an alarm, and they're going to come here and see what's going on. So until they formally really cancel the warning for Coffee County, we're going to stay with it for the next 13 minutes or so. And it's also time for us to update you on what's going on elsewhere in the viewing area, because we really have a lot of issues with water. A lot of flooding issues here, and we'll talk about some more flooding that might occur later on. We talked about a 1-2 punch yesterday. We talked about the flash flooding that's occurring right now. The second wave of that will be the river flooding from upstream, from all the creeks and rivers that are in flood right now in central Georgia, moving on down towards South Georgia as they kind of empty out and flow on down here. So again, looking like they're going to keep it for coffee until 8 a.m. So we'll stay with that. Let's take a look at Washington Warriors. Take a look at reports here. And again, here's some of your reports. And it looks like we had a flooding event right here. That's really in Quitman County, Quitman and Stewart counties. And then we had some heavy rainfall measured here. Let's take a look at some of these rainfall amounts here. This is just to the north of Albany. We had a measurement of rainfall here in Dawson of 5.1 inches from a trained spotter. So that's a very heavy amount of rainfall here. A couple of amounts in northeastern Lee County as well. This amount here, actually this is Warwick and Worth County along Highway 300. They measured 4.7 inches of rainfall. So again, very heavy rainfall fell there as well. And I think this is the one right here that is in Lee County from the town of Chokey. So that's in Lee County, northeastern corner there. There's a road that goes from Leesburg and goes up toward Leslie and Sumter County. That road's pretty much a straight arrow road there. It's Highway 118. Along that road is the town of Chokey, and they measured almost 5 inches of rainfall, 4.8 inches as of 6 a.m. That's about an hour and a half ago. And they probably had some more on top of that, so they probably topped 5 inches of rainfall before all was said and done. So again, I'm going to take one more look at our radar product here and take one more look at velocity, but it really doesn't look very impressive here. And if it is, it's fooling in Jeff Davis County now. And again, here's where that axis of rotation would be. This is the Moody Air Force Base radar right here. Red means winds going away from the radar site. Green means going toward the radar site. It looks like a lot of Christmas colors, right? And really can't interpret what it is. If you're new to radar, the green means things are coming toward you. It's called the Doppler effect, with how we measure things that are coming toward you or coming away from you. The red means things are coming away from you. So what this is right here, this is actually inflow into those storms right here in Colquitt County, Tift County, Berrien, and Irwin County. The green means things are coming out or coming actually back toward you. Red means it's going away from you. So this would be your rotation very broadly right here. And if there would be a tornado, it would be right here. And that is outside Coffee County. That's in Jeff Davis County. Moving on off toward the north and east here, out of our television market in the Savannah market. So it looks like we have no new reports here from Coffee County. Nothing really from the Jacksonville office when I asked them about what's going on with the warning here. And checking some more sources. Report no injuries and damage in Coffee County. And it's not, outside Douglas and Coffee County, it's a pretty rural county. Douglas is pretty much the one big urban center, and outside of that, there's not really many people in Coffee County, but there are people that we care about, and that's part of our viewing area. It goes really from the Chattahoochee River all the way to the Ocmulgee River here near Douglas. So that's why we are on the air for Coffee County to be under a tornado warning until 8 a.m. So now if the warning hasn't been canceled, they cannot cancel the warning, because what happens is when you're under a warning prior to less than 10 minutes before expiration, they don't expire the warning, because it kind of just creates confusion here. So we'll be on the air until 8 o'clock Eastern time to talk about the warning that's now in Jeff Davis County. But again, let's take a look at the tornado watch. And I want to give some good news again to people that are just joining us here on the TV side and that are outside of the tornado watch. So let's take out the flooding part. And here is a tornado watch that goes until 2 p.m. Eastern time. So if your county is not colored, so that's Early, Clay, Calhoun, Randolph, Quitman, Terrell, Lee, Crisp, Dooley, Sumter, Webster, Stewart. You are not in a tornado watch right now. You are all clear from severe weather. So again, draw a line from Donaldsonville to Colquitt to Newton to Albany to Warwick, and then to Ashburn, Fitzgerald, Lumber City, south and east of there. That tornado watch goes until 2 p.m. Eastern time. Could we see another couple of warnings? Probably so. I suspect probably might be on the air one or two more times here as this line moves through. We see little notches forming along the line. And what's going to happen as well is that the sun comes up. The sun's a big energy source here, so we're going to see even more in the way of unstable air. If this was popping off with nighttime energy, and we're starting to see some daytime energy here, especially the further east you go. So places like Valdosta, Nashville, Lakeland, places like that over here to Valdosta, the I-75 corridor, and east here, might see a little bit higher of a risk of seeing some severe weather later on in the late morning hours into the noontime hour here from severe weather. But again, this is your tornado watch, goes until 2 p.m. Eastern time. It's consolidated now. It was a watch till 11 a.m. They canceled that watch and put us in one big watch that goes really from Lake Seminole all the way to the Atlantic coast here. It goes all the way to southeastern Georgia. Let's zoom on over here. From coast to Lake Seminole, all of southeastern Georgia under this tornado watch. And again, it goes until 2 p.m. Eastern time. Let's take one more look at our radar real quick here. And this is our First View radar network here. And again, there's that one line of showers and storms. And this is a good thing because we thought we would see these little individual storms break out, these little supercell storms. Supercells are more conducive to producing severe weather once they're isolated by themselves. We got a line here that goes really from Panama City Beach up toward Mariana, north of Bainbridge, and it goes to just south of Camilla near the Pelham area, and then just north of Moultrie into the Tipton area and points to the south to Ocilla, and then to that one tornado warning storm over in Jeff Davis County right now. So anywhere along this line, we can see very gusty winds, 40, 50 miles an hour, maybe 60 miles an hour in some of the heavier storms. And you got to watch these little notches right here. Let's zoom on into this one right now. This one's a little bit interesting. We're going to take a look at this one right now because I think the risk for Coffee County, the storms in Jeff Davis County, we can agree on that. So Coffee County, you're under a warning for the next 6 minutes or so. Just formality. You are all clear. I'm going to call it right now. You're all clear in Coffee County from severe weather, tornadic at least. You still have the severe thunderstorm warning going on in your area. So let's zoom on in here. Take your velocity product. Let's zoom into this Coffee County little storm here near Moultrie. Not much in the way of rotation, but you do have that kind of away and toward here. You kind of got a little bit of weak rotation going on right over Moultrie right now. So we need to take a look at that. And then along the line here up to the north and east here, this is Berrien County. This is the city of Enigma. This is Highway 520 that comes out from Tipton, goes over back down here toward Willacoochee and then over toward Waycross. This is Highway 520 A2 right here. So you got a little bit of an axis here of some kind of shear, a little bit of rotation here in Irwin County. Ocilla is right here. Tipton, of course, is right here. Tai sits right there. So we're going to keep an eye on this as well, heading on toward the east. And if this does continue, you do see what's over here to the east of this. That is Douglas. So if this continues to the east, this first rotation here affected areas, and then really the very extreme northern part of Coffee County. This area right here, the suspect area, if it does produce any kind of rotation, will affect you in Douglas. So Douglas, you dodged the first bullet, but you're not done with severe weather by any stretch of the imagination here because this line is still kind of laying on down to your north and west, moving on off toward the east here around 50 to 60 miles an hour. So again, one more look broadly at some of our watches and warnings. And again, the green areas are all flash flood warnings. Flash flood warnings go until the mid-morning hour. You know, some of them are 9, some of them are 9:30. Just say mid-morning. Till mid-morning, we have flash flood warnings for, I'm not even going to name all the counties. Really, the northwestern half of the WALB viewing area is under a flash flood warning until mid-morning here. So again, common sense prevails here. Don't cross water of unknown depth. You don't know how deep the water is. Can't see the bottom of it. Don't cross it. You don't know if the roadbed has been washed out. The power of water can do that. Just 6 inches of water can knock you off your feet. 2 feet of water can knock any kind of car, including SUV, off the roadway. So the power of water is pretty remarkable there. So again, stay away from flooded areas. Don't drive around barricades. Obey all barricades that law enforcement set up here in South Georgia until this water recedes here. And again, the red area is that tornado watch we talked about. And again, we'll take the warnings off. You just joined us here. We'll take the warnings off as well and show you what the tornado watch is in effect. And again, here it is. So the good news, again, if you're just joining me, is that the clear areas, the clear counties right here, north and west of Albany, are done with the severe weather threat. Your alert day in terms of tornadic activity is over. You still have some flooding issues to deal with as water recedes, but if you're in Seminole, Miller, Baker, Doherty, Worth, Turner, Ben Hill County, and places down to the south and east, you have a tornado watch that goes on until 2 p.m. And like I was saying, we still might see more of the intensification of these storms here. As the sun comes up, we start seeing some daytime heating aloft, and we start seeing some of those storms gather a little bit more energy and bubble on up here. So again, we'll take one more look at our storm of interest here. And again, that's really in Jeff Davis County. Now it's out of Coffee County. That warning goes for the next, looks like about 3 minutes or so. We're at 3 minutes till 8 o'clock. And then I think at 8 o'clock we can safely go off the air here. And that's the only game in town here. We had one warning here for severe thunderstorms. That's since expired as well. So we have that one warning for parts of northern Coffee County. The severe thunderstorm warning includes the city of Douglas. The tornado warning does not. It includes southwestern Jeff Davis County, and it's really pretty much expired here for the northern part of Coffee County. And again, one more look at our radar from Moody Air Force Base. That really gives you the best view of it here as wind going away, wind going toward, and that's your really remnant rotation here. And you can see it's fully out of Coffee County. So Coffee County, all clear, breathe easy. You're good to go here. We're going to stay with you for the next 2 minutes now, 2-minute warning until we can come safely off the air here and get back to normal programming. And again, there's that line that comes all the way on down toward the south and western and southwestern Georgia. And again, let's take a look at any storm reports here, and mostly they've been around flooding. And again, we do want to highlight, though, over here in Cordele, we want to highlight where we had some flooding issues earlier this morning, around the 4:45 time frame, numerous issues. These issues included water rescues. There were some high water rescues in the city of Cordele because the water came up so quickly in Cripps County, and we had to rescue some people out of their structures, out of their automobiles because of flash flooding. That's what we call a flash flood. That's the definition of it. The rainfall falls, and it goes right like that, from dry ground to water several feet deep. And that's what flash flooding is all about there. So they definitely had that in Cripps County and also in parts of Dooley County as well. So let's take one more look at your watches and warnings. Have all those on here. This warning, you'll see this red polygon go away in about 1 minute here. The yellow polygon, I think, will stick around. I think that's a little bit longer than 8 o'clock. We'll see when time that expires. That one expires at 8:15. So yeah, that one's going to stick around. You're going to see that red polygon go away, though, here in a matter of hopefully seconds. And again, flash flood warnings. And again, like I said, this one polygon and a polygon here. You're wondering why they're drawing polygons inside of each other. This is that one enhanced, if you will, flash flood warning for most of southern Dooley County and all of Cripps County as well, because they saw heavy rainfall, had water rescues, and that's pretty much the bullseye here, seeing the heaviest rainfall in our viewing areas over the Cordele area and points just to the south and west. You saw those rainfall amounts I was talking about, near 5 inches, places like Chokey, Warwick, and also over in Terrell County as well. Saw heavy amounts of rainfall in tune of 4 to 5 inches. Let's see if I actually show that. I think we have one graphic here that shows you rainfall over the past 24 hours. Let's load that and see what that could lend itself to. And we'll show you really amounts of rainfall. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, we've got some estimated amounts here pushing 8 inches in some spots. Let's take those actual values off. But again, we're getting into that orange color here. That's probably 7 inches. So that's 6-7 inches of rainfall here along an axis right along Highway 82 from Cuthbert all the way over to Dawson, and then one more axis of heavy rainfall from just north of Blakely over to Arlington and southern part of Calhoun County and going to near the Gillionville area in western Dougherty County. It's all more in the way of heavier rainfall. Albany proper, probably about 4 inches or so on the ground there in terms of rainfall. We'll take a look at the official account from the Southwest Georgia Regional Airport, and we'll update that on our Facebook side. So again, let me take one more look at watches and warnings, and hopefully, no more red polygon. The tornado warning in Coffee County has expired, so now we can go off the air, get normal programming here. But again, keep it here for the latest. We might see more tornado warnings, especially as the air starts getting more warm and more in the way of unstable out there toward the 75 corridor, toward Valdosta and Tifton and Adel, places like that. But again, if you're under any one of these flash flood warnings, don't cross water of unknown depth. Stay safe. The saying, as cheesy as it may sound, turn around, don't drown. We'll have much more coming up on our First Alert Weather Team, keeping you safe here, your hometown news and weather source.